Good evening, and welcome to Baccalaureate, a celebration of the class of 2021. Today begins a week of celebration, of acknowledging your achievements. Today is a day when feelings of pride, relief, and excitement are beginning to sink in. Class of 2021, the finish line of this piece of your journey is in sight. However, there may also be some feelings of fear, of sadness, jealousy, anxiety. I know that I wish we were sitting together among your classmates and friends, with family, friends, faculty, and administrators who have spent the past 4 years cheering you on. Even though we are not all in the same physical space, please know that you are valuable, wonderful, and beloved, period. You are treasured and appreciated. So sit back and enjoy the words of love and songs of celebration that are for you and about you. Our invocation to call this gathering to order is titled For Celebration by poet John O'Donohue from his collection To Bless the Space Between Us. So hear these words. Now is the time to free the heart. Let all intentions and worries stop. Free the joy inside the self. Awaken to the wonder of your life. Open your eyes and see the friends whose heart recognize your face as kin, whose kindness watchful and near, encouraging you to live everything here. See the gifts the years have given, things your effort could never earn. The health to enjoy you who want to be, and the mind to mirror mystery. Class of 2021, you have been a blessing to this community in so many ways. We give thanks for who you are and who you are becoming. Before we welcome President Allison Byerly to continue this evening's program, I want to acknowledge that this will be her final baccalaureate at Lafayette. I am personally grateful for the ways she has worked with me to shape baccalaureate celebrations throughout the years. Thank you, President Byerly, for all you've done for this institution.
Thank you for joining us for today's baccalaureate celebration. Organized by the college chaplain, Baccalaureate is a non-denominational celebration at which we welcome people of all faiths to an opportunity to reflect on the meaning of the commencement ceremony we will shortly attend. We hope that students, families, community members, and friends will enjoy hearing from members of the class of 2021 and getting a sense of what Lafayette has meant to them over the last 4 years. Before the start of this ceremony, I pulled up a photo on my phone, and I'd like to share it with you now. It should look familiar, to some of you at least. It's fall 2017, the opening convocation of the year, and this is a picture I took with my phone from the stage before beginning my welcome remarks that day. I wanted to have you in front of me as I welcomed you to this occasion. I remember the energy and excitement of that day, and my pleasure at starting to get to know your class, a class that would go on to have a remarkable impact on the college. I am enormously proud of all that you've accomplished, especially given the extraordinary challenges that you've faced. Today's opportunity for collective reflection is especially meaningful at the end of a year that has involved too much separation. We look forward with great anticipation to gathering the class of 2021 together in person at commencement. Thank you all for being here.
Hi, my name is Lauren Phillips Jackson, and I'm so pleased to get to speak with you all today. Growing up with educators as parents, I spent much of my childhood daydreaming about what college would be like. I couldn't wait to decorate my dorm room, study abroad, and turn into one of those cool students wearing her college gear and giving tours. So it came as somewhat of a surprise to me when I realized during the summer of 2017 that I was absolutely terrified to leave home. I had been under the impression that by the time I was supposed to leave, I would have transformed into one of those confident students who knew who she was and what she wanted to do. So when I realized that I was still me, just now at college, I rethought my plans and dove into what felt most authentically me, social and environmental justice work. Throughout my time at Lafayette, I have been endlessly inspired by how many of my peers have pursued the same commitment to an environmentally stable world where everyone can live with respect and dignity, free from oppression and exploitation. Those around me have majored in everything from engineering to biology to environmental studies to anthropology and sociology, planning to be doctors and diplomats and farmers, but all driven by their own interests and career goals and a commitment to transform their own small corner of the world through their work. Each of us has a fundamental obligation to use our skills and passions for the betterment of the world and those around us. Our Lafayette degree, and for many of us, our upbringings and identities, carry with them an enormous level of privilege. But they also carry a moral imperative to reach deeply into ourselves and figure out who we are at the core. What do we care about, what drives us, and how can we leverage who we are and all we've learned here to improve a deeply unequal world? Fundamentally, Lafayette has taught me that while our interests and opinions will grow and change, our deeply held commitments to equity and our shared humanity must be at the forefront of all we do, whether we're pursuing careers on Wall Street or as grassroots activists. I am so grateful to my peers, professors, and wonderful family for helping me to understand the beliefs that reside at the core of who I am, and for all the incredible opportunities and friendships that have come as a result. Thank you so much.
Looking back at old photos, I find myself in awe at the person looking back at me. I came to Lafayette excited for change and wanting to be challenged. I remember finishing my college personal statement with the words, "I'm ready for my next quest." I thought I was ready for anything. I was excited for the next chapter and the experiences that I would have. I'm glad to say that I did not disappoint high school me. In my time here, I have visited many countries: Turkey, Senegal, the United Kingdom, Germany, and the Netherlands. I worked at various political and academic institutions, engaged with scholars from around the world, and created and empowered communities across campus. But most importantly, I learned that I'm not alone. My experiences here gave me more than just words on my resume. It taught me the value of people. Every day, I meet someone who looks at the world differently, and it's beautiful. I see passion and charisma in the eyes of my fellow classmates and pards. I see the beauty of humanity and raw emotional drive that pushes everyone to be who they are today. The light in others is what keeps me motivated to continue striving for more. The smiles on the quad, 3-hour conversations at Lower, and late-night Wawa runs will forever be memories that have taught me to live. I developed a strong sense of self-worth and gratitude that I wouldn't have otherwise had. I'm standing here today, speaking to you all as someone who is not ready for their next quest. The Sufi poet Rumi once said, "Be a spot of ground where nothing is growing, where something might be planted, a seed, possibly from the absolute." While I do not know where I'm going, I know where I came from. I know that I do not know everything, and that's okay. I can proudly say that I'm not standing here as an end result, but a work in progress.
Hello everyone, my name is Basit Balogun, and it is a huge honor to be speaking at this baccalaureate ceremony. First, I would like to acknowledge students like me, who for whatever reason are unable to graduate today. It is important for all of us to recognize that resilience and hard work alone do not guarantee and are not prerequisite for success in any area of life. We all have so many unearned privileges that have allowed us to graduate from Lafayette today. As such, I am and will forever be grateful to Lafayette College and the extended Lafayette community for supporting me throughout this journey. Coming to Lafayette as a first-generation college student, I had no clue on what to expect in terms of support or anything really. On the first day of the spring semester during my first year, I had an unexpected illness, and while I saw glimpses of the Lafayette support system before, this was the first testament to the full power of this community. While at the hospital, I had no idea of how long I was going to stay there, but I was kept company by visits, phone calls, gifts, and guidance from friends, faculty, and administration. Their presence carried me through a challenging time, and I can humbly admit that there was no way I was going to be here without all of you. In my sophomore year, my struggle was different. It was very difficult for me to navigate the internship landscape due to my immigration status. The only internship I was able to get was through a Lafayette alum who took particular interest in my peculiar situation. Completing that internship, which was also funded by Lafayette's Gateway Career Stipend, was the stepping stone for the beginning of my career in financial technology. The same institution provided free housing and financial support to students like me during this pandemic. Now, I could go on forever on how critical this Lafayette support has been for me and for many students like me. And trust me, I get it. Lafayette is not perfect. I'm an African Muslim student here, and I recognize that we still have a legacy of social stratification and class discrimination to deal with. And we must continue the work to fix it. But I also strongly believe that Lafayette embodies a culture of support and trust that could push an underprivileged students like me to heights beyond what I could imagine. That culture is beautiful. It is true and it is powerful. Thank you.
Why do I find it so hard to love you? When I know in my heart that I want to. I've been putting you down when you're not around. I've been letting you down every day. I've been messing around when you're out of town. Why do I keep on running away? I'm a part-time lover and I'm never there. Why do I find it so hard to believe you want this to end? I be changing my tune when you walk in the room. I be fixing the look on my face. I'm gonna get close to you, give my loving to you, at least until you're going away. I know that I'm good. I'm never gonna treat you like I should.
Scott, how are we already graduating?
I don't know. It's wild. I remember just like yesterday, freshman year, meeting you for the first time in Faranon.
Scott, we didn't meet in Varanon. We met in daycare. We grew up in the same town.
Okay, fine. We grew up together.
But I still remember senior year of high school, finding out that we were both going to Lafayette. It was such a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I remember being thrilled because, neither of us shared our college search process. So when we both knew that we were going to Lafayette, it was really great to know that we would have each other.
I was so nervous that I would cling to you like a human life preserver.
That's so funny because, it worked out for us. While we knew we had each other for support, we both made our college experiences our own.
For sure, you became an award-winning speech and debate competitor and maybe the pseudo head of admissions. No offense to Matt Hyde.
You became a rower, a cancer researcher, a resident advisor, and so much more. But we both always had Hillel as a space to get together and catch up.
And when we were still finding our footings on campus, we were each other's sounding boards, whether it was late night in the Watson laundry room, dinners at Marquis, or walks after class and milkshakes at Wawa.
We talked about majors, internships, new friends we made. I knew that I could always count on you no matter how difficult of a time I was having. I would go to you for advice.
And I you.
And in no way was our college experience what we expected. I mean, we both had challenges academically, socially, interpersonally, even the pandemic. But I think when you look at the totality of our experience at Lafayette, we can be really proud at how far we've come and how much we've grown.
It was not always comfortable, that's for sure. But through that uncomfortability and those experiences, we grew and learned perseverance and resilience that would prepare us for the real world.
And I think those skills are definitely something that's universal. And I think that's something that every member of the class of 2021 really embodies.
Congratulations
to the class of
the class of
2021.
2021. We did it.
Kernon. Why not? Before coming to Lafayette, these two words had little to no meaning to me. But looking back as I approached the end of my senior year, I realized that each year, Kernon had a new meaning to me. My freshman year, I was a shy little girl from Brooklyn, New York, who thought she had everything figured out. But boy, did I get a rude awakening. Coming to Lafayette, I was overwhelmed with the possibility of who I could be, and that scared me because it was something I never encountered before. I realized that I was faced with the question, who do you want to be? Had you asked me that my freshman year, I would have said without hesitation, I want to be a doctor. But looking back from my senior year to my freshman year, I realized I was looking at this question all wrong. Time and time again, I was faced with the question, who do you want to be? If you had asked me that in my freshman year, I would have answered without hesitation, I want to be a doctor. Now looking back from my senior year to my freshman year, I realized I was approaching this question all wrong. The question is not, who do you want to be, but it is, who do you want to show up as in the world? From many internal and external battles, late night conversations in Kirby Civil Halls, participating in several bond bag talks, and enjoying my various extracurricular activities, I realized my community shaped who I want to be. Every activity that I participated in at my time here at Lafayette has shaped me with the knowledge to ask, why not, in the face of doubt. It was in Precision Step Team I learned the value of teamwork. It was in NIA, a sisterhood, I found my voice and realized I would use my voice to speak up in the face of injustice. It was through my various externships and internships I realized my passion for advocacy and the importance of networking. My time here at Lafayette has made me realize Kernon is not a question, but it is a lifestyle. And that lifestyle constantly pushes us and challenges us to ask questions about the world around us as we grow and the impact that we want to leave in the world. So as we all embark on our different journeys, don't forget to ask yourself, who do I want to be? Who do I want to show up as in the world? Congratulations to the class of 2021. We did it.
Hi, class of 2021. I wanted to take some time on this beautiful day on our campus to congratulate us. We have shown so much courage and perseverance through this last year, and I think it's safe to say that, even though we haven't had the traditional college experience, we have worked so hard and deserve this graduation more than anyone. And, I wanted to impart with you all that even though in life there are going to be people that tell us that we can't do things and that we can't follow our dreams, we can use this past year as a reason to prove those people wrong and show them that, we are really capable of more than we ever thought. And so I just wanted to leave you with a short poem by one of my favorite authors, Shel Silverstein, whose childlike writing, I think, really shows us what's most important. This poem is called Listen to the Mustn'ts. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. Anything can happen for us, class of 2021. I am so proud of you all, and I can't wait to see what we accomplish. We did it.
I don't think it's settled in. Has it really been 4 years? Seems like yesterday I moved here. Left DC for Eastern PA. But how did I get here? It was so fast. In a blink of an eye I'll graduate. So let's get this straight. 4 years and just like that, my first year takes me back. Thought I was done, but I guess it's never really over. Oh, COVID made a mess. It caused us so much stress. Thought it was done, but I'm glad it's almost really over. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe Lafayette will come up again, and I'll play your memories over again. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe Lafayette will come up again, replaying those memories in my head. I have a meeting. I got involved so quickly. TA, R8, and HR, but stayed on top of my classes. Risked so many nights of cry.
I've cried.
How did I get here? I've worked so hard. Graduation is coming near. All the work paid off. 4 years and just like that, my first year takes me back. Thought I was done, but I guess it's never really over. Oh, COVID made a mess. It caused us so much stress. Thought it was done, but I'm glad it's almost really over. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe Lafayette will come up again, and I'll play our memories over again. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe Lafayette will come up again. Those memories will never ever leave my head. Now ready for goodbyes. Time is ticking by till the last sec. I hope it's never really over. The COVID drew the line. really over.
So the take one, try one. Sorry, Katie, if I.
I did choose this life.
Yeah, you chose this life. Oh, look at her. Look.
Hi everyone, my name is Keon Modis, and during my time at Lafayette College, I've had the pleasure of majoring in organizational studies. Yes, it's a self-design major, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without the assistance of Professor David Schulman and Rosie Bukix. But the purpose of this video is just to say congratulations, and also remind the graduates that it's okay to sit back and relax and enjoy and bask in the glory of your achievements. One of the things I've learned about my time here at Lafayette College is that, oh man, once I accomplish something, it's on to the next one. I never really took the time to sit back and bask in that glory, for all my hard work and my tenacity and drive. But that's what I want you all to do after this day, this special time, after this graduation. Just go and celebrate. Do it safely, of course, but just celebrate your hard work. Celebrate the struggles you've had to go through in the background that nobody got to see. Celebrate the nights you sat there and cried and thought about your place at Lafayette College. The nights you sat there and thought about your place in college. But one thing you never did was give up. That's what I want you to sit there and just reflect on. That alone in itself shows the strength that you possess. And it's only a fraction of what you're able to do. So please, at the culmination of all these festivities surrounding your graduation, please sit there and think about it. Do not let anybody make you feel less. Do not let any situation make you feel like you don't belong or you can't overcome it. We're all gifted and special in our own ways, and I want you all to embrace that. It's something I took 3 years to come to terms with, how different I am compared to my peers. Not different in a negative way, but different in the fact that yes, I bring something else to it, something special to the table. Again, I want you all to sit there and just think about all you're able to accomplish throughout your time at Lafayette College. Thank you and congratulations.
Hi, my name is Victoria Puglia. I'm a senior at Lafayette College majoring in international affairs, and it's a pleasure to speak to everyone here tonight. At the end of 8th grade, my parents told me we'd be moving to the Netherlands. Having attended the same small school for 11 years, I was incredibly excited. However, that excitement didn't make moving any easier than I thought it would be. I was struggling to make friends and to fit in. But to meet the expectations I'd made up in my head, I was molding myself into someone I wasn't, and I lost all sense of myself, what I stood for, and what I valued for a few years. When I first arrived to Lafayette, I wanted to avoid falling into that same trap. Instead, I guided my time here by a lack of expectations and the simple hope of finding my passion. At the end of my first year, I'd become involved in ISA, Refugee Action, Forensics, Open Debate Club, and I'd spent the winter interim in Senegal. I also decided to embrace the liberal arts mantra by dropping my anticipated major and exploring classes in multiple disciplines. My sophomore year, I joined student government, started working as a WA, as a language lab proctor, conversation partner, and research assistant. And I became lost in a different sense. I became lost amongst all that I could do, and I felt nowhere closer to finding my passion and what I wanted to do in life. On top of that, I was burning out under the intensity of the schedule I'd created for myself. So I returned to what was familiar, my work with refugees, my love for academics, and my growing passion for travel. I decided to spend my sophomore spring abroad in Uganda, where I would have the opportunity to conduct field research in a refugee settlement for a month. And there was a day when I was in Uganda and I was riding the bus to school that everything just clicked for me. What I was deeply concerned about were international issues that were rarely more than a brief news article in the West. I loved being abroad and experiencing worlds so different from my own, and I loved working with people. I also loved feeling challenged, and I loved work under stress and under pressure. So when I came back to campus, I began streamlining my interest and my passions to truly devote myself to what I cared for. I'm eternally grateful for all the opportunities I've had at Lafayette to explore and find myself, but have also really come to appreciate that life can't just be about breadth, but there must also be depth. At Lafayette, I've realized that I thrive the most when expanding my comfort zone. This likely has to do with my background, as growing up internationally in a multicultural and multilingual family, I often feel alienated from the people and places that I call home. However, I've really come to value this feeling of belonging, both everywhere and nowhere at the same time, as not having a stronghold to one specific country allows me to feel very comfortable in very many different settings. At Lafayette, I've also become convinced that if a human has the capacity to conceptualize something, they have the ability to execute it. I've determined that our responsibility on this planet is to leave it slightly better off than we found it, which explains how I balance my idealism with my pragmaticism. And so, to create the change I want to see in this world, I will continue pushing myself out of my comfort zone, as I feel the most grounded and inspired when I let myself ride rather than resist waves of discomfort. Thank you.
A few months into the pandemic, Ed Kearns, Eugene and Mildred Clapp Professor of Art, sent me a gift in the mail. This little book, entitled Gorillas of Grace, has become central to my spiritual practice during this complicated time. This book is filled with poems and essays by theologian Ted Loder, along with artwork by Professor Kearns himself. One paragraph I keep returning to talks of our human struggles against our own expectations. Loder writes, "On the one hand, we can expect too much. On the other hand, we can get frightened and give up. However much we talk about our longing for change in ourselves and in the world, the actual prospect of change and the cost of it produces ambivalence at best." Ambivalence is the word that describes, for me, what these past 15 months have been all about. I find myself moving unexpectedly between moments of great joy and great sorrow. I doubt I am alone in that experience. Yet through these pandemic months, the class of 2021 has continued to move forward with courage and compassion, even when their expectations about the end of their college years have been so different than they imagined when they enrolled in August of 2017. Great joy and great sorrow have punctuated these last 4 years. This is the point in my baccalaureate remarks where I usually talk about students taking the lessons they've learned in college out into the real world. However, the narrative of today's message feels different. This image from the cover of the book I mentioned is titled, "I have so few ways to pray, but you have so many ways to answer." Whether you are the praying kind or not, this idea speaks to all the ways I have seen grace extended by the class of 2021. All the ways I have seen students reach out to their friends. All the ways they have worked around Zoom fatigue and isolation and mask wearing. The ways they have driven friends hours away to attend vaccine clinics. The ways they have FedExed textbooks across the world to help classmates in need of academic resources. The ways they have persevered in the face of obstacles and challenges. My prayers have been that we get through this time in a manner that preserves our love and compassion. The class of 2021 has stepped up and answered those prayers in myriad ways. Class of 2021, your strength of character, your humor and joy in the face of hardship, your scholarly commitment, you are the answer to each other's prayers. Or to say it another way, your care for one another illuminates the path forward for each one of you. paths that may be rocky or crooked at times, but paths that you will traverse with grace. I cannot wait to see how you thrive. Eleanor Roosevelt famously said to remember that, quote, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. Be brave and be open to the adventures life has in store for you." So I would like to conclude with one of the poems from Ted Loder's Gorillas of Grace. I praise you for what is yet to be. Wondrous worker of wonders, I praise you not alone for what has been or for what is, but for what is yet to be. For you are gracious beyond all telling of it. I praise you that out of the turbulence of my life, a kingdom is coming, is being shaped even now, out of my slivers of loving, my bits of trusting, my sprigs of hoping, my toodles of laughing, my drips of crying, my smidgens of worshiping. That out of my songs and struggles, out of my griefs and triumphs, I am gathered up and saved, for you are gracious beyond all telling of it. I praise you that you turn me loose to go with you to the edge of now and maybe, to welcome the new, to see my possibilities, to accept my limits, and yet begin living to the limit of passion and compassion, until released by joy, I uncurl to other people and to your kingdom coming, for you are gracious beyond all telling of it. Class of 2021, thank you for allowing us, for allowing a Lafayette College to be part of your journey.
Hello all, and especially my fellow class of 2021. This is the day that we celebrate the past 4 years as Lafayette students, but I know many of us are in a complicated space right now. I've had countless conversations with you all saying very similar things. I still feel like a sophomore. There are still so many things I haven't done yet. All of this was cut far too short. At the same time, though, so many of us have been aching to finally step on to the next stages of our lives. While all seniors at one point or another have felt this way, I think we can all agree that our class's circumstances are unique. Lafayette has given me so many incredible opportunities. I've gotten to perform with the incredible people at college theater. I've learned from so many great professors across many departments. I've discovered personal fulfillment through working with Interfaith Council. I found a home with Mafia, and most importantly, through all of those facets of life on campus, I've found what truly makes Lafayette special: its ability to foster communities that are meaningful, supportive, and enriching. In grappling with what I've loved about Lafayette and what we've all lost in our college experience because of the pandemic, I've recently made peace with that longing. What I've noticed about the class of 2021, especially in the past year, is the drive to go above and beyond expectation for community building, even by Lafayette standards. We have launched and grown so many organizations oriented around social justice, advocacy, environmental issues, gender inclusivity, and other forms of important but difficult activism in a time where it's hard enough to even get the motivation to go to class every day. But what I'm most proud of is that we have left a legacy for future students at Lafayette. For me, I think it was beginning the Interfaith podcast and starting to open up interfaith dialogue for anyone who wants to speak on campus. That project is going to be left in the hands to a first year, shout out to Lisa, who has more passion for faith and conversation than anyone I've seen here before. We are all leaving work we've begun in capable hands, and through that, I have absolute confidence that we have changed the Lafayette community we already love so dear for the better. Class of 2021, after all these hardships, thank you for using your time here to leave a legacy for a better tomorrow. It is my honor to give you all this benediction as our time at Lafayette comes to a close. Go out into the world in peace with the lessons you've learned and the friendships you will carry with you. Hold on to what is good and just. Give grace to every individual you meet. Uplift the faint-hearted. Stand firm in solidarity, and wholeheartedly love and serve and rejoice with empathy, gratitude, and humility. Amen.
May the road